Attention to all the passengers of Airasia flight AK9612, AK9612 bound to Kota Kinabalu is ready for departure from gate 36. Thank you.
Okay, the first critical issue faced by Airasia is customer satisfaction by Airasia service. Airasia faced many issues with customer satisfaction through its existence. One of them is the poor service they provide to their customer satisfaction. According to MOFCOM, Airasia tops the complaints list for the first half of 2022. Flight rerouting, flight cancellation, and online booking collectively contribute to 46.1% of total complaint field. One issue that faced by Airasia passenger is Airasia staff were insulting at KLIA2 airport. According to Bibushwa, she had the most unfortunate experience with Airasia 2 male staff. One of them need a wheelchair due to disability. When they arrived in Kuala Lumpur, there was no wheelchair waiting for them, and there was no word on when it will be sent. Instead, they were forced to wait a random location for an hour, followed by 2 male Airasia workers, who might have been helpful but were also highly irritated. They came to the point when they started shouting at them when they was politely request them to give some update. However, a wheelchair was the essential mobility and they also had a flight to catch. The saddest thing is, the first critical issue faced by Airasia is customer satisfaction by Airasia service. Airasia faced
Air transportation has been one of the worst affected global industry since the onset of the crisis. Domestic and interstate travel has also been restricted due to the measure. As a result, the performance of the airline sector has dropped dramatically. Due to several nations' tight restriction, first critical issue by Airasia is Airasia confront less ticket demand and reduce market size. Many nations across the globe has closed their border due to COVID-19, particularly Airasia main markets such as China, Thailand, Philippines, and India. Airasia has incurred a significant loss, reporting a quarterly deficit in April, May, and June. Asia's passenger load factor fell to 75% in the first quarter of 2020. Aside from that, Airasia have to lay off more than 300 employees due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Another critical issue by Airasia during COVID-19 is the possibility of share bankruptcy. Since the epidemic, most flights have been cancelled. Airasia has lost money because no one dared to board on aircraft.
The airline industry has seen a large influx of new players, which has increased competition. It has been challenging for Airasia to compete and maintain profitability in the face of fierce competition. The competitors of Airasia are Sky Airlines, CityLink Airlines, Lion Air, Air Arabia, Indigo, Southwest Airlines, and Fly Dubai. For Airasia, if customers are required to purchase share in banks and other airline services, Airasia economics may be costly. Some of the additional charge for overweight baggage is costly for the international route. It is a hidden expense. For Lion Air, the additional charge for overweight baggage is cheaper than Airasia for the international route. For example, the cost of 20 kilo baggage from Bangkok to Kathmandu is 775 but only.
Pollution. Did you know that aviation industry are responsible for total of 2.5% of total world CO2 emissions? As for Airasia, there is no exclusion for them as they still a common like other airlines business today. When jet fuels burns, CO2 would be freely released as well as other toxins. This release would chemically interact with the around atmosphere and further affecting the climate in various complex ways. Then the condensation trails. This is the largest contributor to the aviation climate change relation. The smokes are responsible for reflecting the radiation of the sun and traps the heat radiation during the night, functioning like a reflection mirror. This air pollution is responsible for a shocking number of 16,000 premature deaths per year. You must know about that, right? Yes, that number is really significant and it is statistically proven. Then another critical problem that Airasia had is their user data leakage. Airasia in the latest press conference has made a public statement about their current cybersecurity breach that happened during 11 and 12 November of 2022. Around 5 million important employees, passengers, user data of Airasia had been stolen from the ransomware attack scene. Later investigation team from the Ministry of Communication and Digital has found out that the ransomware are being held by a hacker group known as the Daijin team. Later, Airasia has sent a spokesperson to deal with the criminals via chat, and a negotiating terms has made between Airasia and the hacker group. However, Airasia refused to pay any amount of the ransom to the Daijin. This made the netizens to stimulate about the. Then another critical problem that Airasia had is their user data.
So, it demonstrates that Airasia customer service still need improvement and is disappointing. This issue must be addressed quickly by support staff to meet the demands of consumer and prevent them from moving to other airline services. Furthermore, boosting customer service is highly advised to increase customer satisfaction. For instance, Airasia must make it simple for consumers to file complaint, analyze how simple it is for consumers to communicate their problem and complaints to the company. A simple method will capture the whole scope of Airasia customers' experience and allowing them to enhance customer service significantly. Airasia will also assist the avoidance of future consumer complaints. Most customer-focused companies relying upon their size have a straightforward complaints management procedure understood at all levels. That's all from me.
Difficulty caused by travel restriction. Airasia think imaginatively about solving the problem by providing two choices to those affected by travel law. Or Airasia customer who purchases flight before the 17th April 2020 with a departure date between 3rd of March and 30th of June 2020 can now get refund from a credit account or unlimited flight modification. Credit account have been extended to 2 years, which encourage the passenger to travel with Airasia in the future months to redeem all the credit account. Furthermore, the Airasia official online ticket site, airasia.com, underwent a significant change in October 2020 and has grown to provide a variety of goods and services. The Airasia Group has dubbed the app a super app. Is now contain an ecosystem of services like food delivery, groceries delivery, and even online shopping. Next, Airasia made it versatile to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic by entering others F&B vertical, such as the Santan Kitchen, which will gradually take over the production of Santan meal, while also providing cloud kitchen space for aspiring F&B in response to the post-COVID reality and consumer demand for home delivery order. Airasia Cargo and Logistics section Teleport focus on last mile deliveries, conveying package, restaurant, order and fresh product from Airasia Store, Airasia Food and Airasia Fresh.
Airasia must reduce the cost of check-in bags and add-on services. For instance, the price for checked baggage for international route is RM138 per 20 kilo and RM160 per 25 kilo. Airasia can reduce by 15% of the current cost. Therefore, the new price can be RM117. and 30 cents per 20 kilo and 141 ringgit and 10 cents per 25 kilo. It can attract global consumers to fly with AirAsia if AirAsia lowers the checked baggage cost, and global consumers tend to choose to fly with AirAsia rather than their competitor. The advantage of lower the checked baggage cost has a high potential to increase the company's sales. Low pricing results in a substantial increase in sales. With prices that are lower than those of AirAsia competitors, they may be able to attract greater number of global consumers. This will make them a competitive advantage and expose their business to more people.
Now we move on for the recommendation of global position that Airasia had. Airbus Corporation in France has developed their first zero-emissions aircraft by 2035. We believe that when this concept was successfully implemented and the electric planes has been used daily later, the global pollution and climate change can be significantly reduced. No more heavy CO2 emissions, or no more condensation trails problem, and no more chemicals atmosphere. As for Airasia and own efforts, their project succeeded as by up to 0.75% cut of total fuels consumption has been implemented in their new aircraft. Did you know that they have found out that if this project fit onto 17 aircrafts, this would save for a total amount of 3,764 tons of CO2 emissions every year, or same like as we like to plant a total of 62,700 urban trees. As for the user data leak, the recommendation would be, we all know in current world all industry sectors are storing their information encrypted in the digital forms as to save more space and easily managed later. Some of the ways to counter the cyber attack or user data leakage is firstly to understand the cyber attack or cyber breach itself. Airasia first of all need to understand on how the security had been breached by the hacker group. Examine back, follow the tactics, copy the style of hackings. A regular inspection like this could beneficially help them to update their security level. Later, they can easily create their proactive security policies. Next, applying a complete encryption across the board. Hackers are having a serious problem with encryption as they are very complex yet so efficient. Encrypting is a great way for making a security precautions.
For recommendation based on syllabus, first recommendation from chapter 7 that Airasia may apply to enhance their company. As we can see, positioning establish a brand superiority over competitors regarding traits and advantage that the brand does not provide. Airasia should concentrate on service positioning. Service positioning is the unique personality of a service in a competitive market. For example, Airasia should answer the phone within 3 rings and ensure that workers are appropriately trained to deal with international consumers. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next is recommendation about that related to the syllabus. According to the chapter 15, Global Marketing and Digital Revolution, in global marketing, we can identify a Asia company focused on global e-commerce by building, producing, and transforming the Asia Super App application. Non-airline companies are expecting to meet increasing customer demand, and the Super App is now on one of the region's top 3 online travel agents. The Super software also connected with BigPay to guarantee it stay on pace to become the first virtual bank, and Teleport continues to grow.
AirAsia can provide coupons to every passenger for the checked baggage overweight fee. A coupon is a ticket or document that can be redeemed for a financial discount or rebate when purchasing a product. AirAsia can provide the coupon through AirAsia Super App. For example, AirAsia provides a 40 ringgit e-coupon on the app for the 30 kg check-in baggage. Global consumer can use the e-coupon too. For the global consumer, they can convert the value of the coupon to their country's currency rate if they want to know the coupon's value. The e-coupon can attract the global consumer to fly with Airasia.
The relation of the recommendation with our syllabus of global marketing. The recommendations are closely tied with the Chapter 5 of Global Marketing, the political, legal, and regulatory environments. In the chapter, there are states about the regulatory sections that involve the laws and international laws. As in aspects of global marketing, every business that does it must comply with the laws in their business areas. We can see from the recommendation that Airasia are committed their best in tackling the global air pollution that involve the international laws. And then as for the recommendation for the precautions of data usage leak, this is a very close related with the chapter 6 of Global Marketing Information System and Market Research. In this chapter, it taught us about the need to understand the IT infrastructure, the source of market information, and the importance of protecting our data. Airasia incidents of data leakage is what happened when they took lightly about their security measures to protect their data.